Your life experience, good or bad, is a gift when you share it with others. At Taxi Chronicles, we allow real riders with real stories to share their gift. So hopefully this episode will intrigue, enhance or inspire you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Morning. Yes, we're back with another rider, another episode. Today we're going to learn about entrepreneur, and he's a partner in a company and it sounds very successful. And he's going to enlighten us to why he got into the business and what a typical day and what the company offers the world. So nice to have you here today, Stephen.
Yeah, thank you, Simon.
So before we start, tell us, what kind of person were you when you were in school?
I was part geek and kind of part waiting to work out who I was.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. And what the geeky side, what was it that you were really interested in?
I really love science, maths, problem solving, that sort of thing.
Okay, that's interesting. And was the higher education that you took, was it science-based?
No, it was law, actually. I ended up doing a law degree, which sometimes I still think, what if I'd have done a degree in, I don't know, astrophysics or psychology or...
Is your heart in law the way it is in science and usual stuff?
So I like the industry. I really like the industry. I like a lot of the people in the industry. But I've stopped. I no longer am a lawyer. I no longer do legal work. And I now do problem solving in the legal industry.
Oh, so you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. What made you want to become a lawyer? What was the catalyst when you thought, I think I'm going to leave the love that I've always had and go for something slightly different?
Well, I was one of the first in my family to go to university. So my parents had, no idea. They always thought that get a good job, set yourself up for life. They were from very much that background. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I'd have probably gone and done, I don't know, a philosophy and psychology degree or something like that. And they were very keen for me to do a vocational degree, something that they felt I could get a job with. Mm-hmm. And really, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So kind of law seemed a relatively obvious course direction.
Okay, that's good. So you did a law degree.
Yep.
What did you do A-level wise?
So I did history, economics and English literature.
What is a typical day like for you in your company?
Okay, so I'm based from home. So I will normally wake up, and it's a global company, right? So we're getting stuff coming in 24/7. So I'll normally wake up 5-ish. I'll scan my emails, check if there's anything urgent or interesting or that needs my attention there and then. Then I'll go for a run, take my dogs for a walk, which is my special time. I live in the countryside, so take my dogs out for a walk. Start work somewhere between 8:30 and 9 at my desk. A lot of Zoom calls, you can imagine, when I'm working from home. I have a team, people based in Australia. I have some people based in Krakow in Poland, UK and the US. So a lot of calls with the team, a lot of calls with our customers, a lot of calls with the other execs. Generally check in with the rest of the execs every day. Very focused on customers, obviously. They're king. And generally I'll work till, because we do a lot of stuff with the West Coast in the US, 10:30 at night. Sometimes it's midnight, sometimes it's 9:30, but generally it's 10:30, and then I go to bed.
Okay. What is it exactly your company offers?
Yeah, so we call ourselves a law company. So we're not a law firm. We do employ lawyers, but we don't employ lawyers to just do legal work. We provide services to law firms or the law departments of large companies, and we help them We talk about the business of law. So how do they work more effectively, more efficiently? How do they solve their problems in a different way? So we've got a consulting business, we have a services business which provides people or provides solutions, and we have a technology business.
Has your company always used Zoom as much, or is it since the pandemic you've kind of jumped on board?
No, so we're interesting. We've actually just celebrated our 10th anniversary, and we were global almost from day one. We've got about 500 people in India, people in the Philippines, as I say, in Australia, etc., etc. So by necessity, we had to be connected. So we used whatever the predecessors were of Zoom, WebEx, etc. I think what we have seen is, though, since the pandemic, is customers are increasingly happy to transact with you via Zoom. Yeah, whereas before they were, obviously they got their services remotely, but they wanted to have meetings, or particularly in consultancy, they wanted you to be physically with them.
Flyover.
Yeah, flyover, we'll put you in a hotel, all of that stuff, yeah. For the last 18 months, we've done that. So I think whilst customers would still like to see us, they probably won't want the cost and the expense of us physically being there kind of for the duration of the engagement.
Okay. Interesting. Running meetings, you sound like you must be an expert at running meetings. I used to be a site manager.
Yeah.
And the guys I run meetings with are probably much more difficult, aggressive, middle-aged, balding men who've never been told no. What are the skills that you could share about running meetings, physically and on Zoom?
Yeah, so I think first of all is always know the purpose of the meeting. Why are you having the meeting? What are you hoping to get out of it? Too many people, and I hate this, turn up to a meeting, it's like kind of, well, what should we talk about? Or this is in the calendar, this is the weekly meeting. Or I think you have to have if it's your meeting, you owe it to yourself, but you also owe it to the people that have given up their time to come to the meeting, to have a really clear purpose. Why are we having the meeting? What are we here to achieve? What are the outcomes that we need to deliver? I always think as well, it's best to be upfront about that at the start of the meeting. So people understand if you're going, okay, right, we're going to close down that line of conversation because that's not going to get us to where we need to get to. So I think that's the first thing. The second thing is, I think if you're running a meeting, it's really important that you get everybody to have a say, or, not just the people who are the loudest, because obviously certain people can dominate the meeting, which means you lose different perspectives and different thinking. So having a meeting where you're able to bring other people in, and then I think it's sticking to task, because you're going through the meeting, you've only got 30 minutes or you've got an hour, however long you've got. Are you, keep checking in mentally. Are you making progress? Are you getting to where you need to get to? And then at the end of the meeting, summarize. Be really clear about, okay, so this is what we've agreed. This is who's going to do what. This is the expectations. And I tend to send a note out afterwards. Not a formal set of minutes, because I think people get a bit funny about that. But just a quick note, just to say, great meeting. Thanks for participating. Just to remind you, X is going to do this, Y is going to do that.
Friendly minutes.
Yeah, friendly minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, people still don't like it. One of the things, I don't know about you, but one of the things I find is everybody likes to have a say and no one likes to take responsibility.
Yeah, it's accountability, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's what a meeting's about. It's about accountability and moving forward.
Yeah. The other thing is, too many people have meetings to share the accountability they should be taking with others. Oh, but I had a meeting about it. So I think it's my obligation to make it really clear what the purpose of the meeting is and who's going to do what from it.
Okay, that's interesting. And with Zoom, do you find that you're able to implement those skills as well?
Yeah, I think there's a certain size beyond which it becomes difficult, but that's probably true in real meetings as well. I personally don't like it if I can't see everybody's face on the call. So once you get to kind of 12, 15 people, and some people's faces pop up and don't pop up depending on if they're talking or not, or they spoke recently, I don't like that. I like to be able to see everybody's face and see
So you put it on
their reactions. So I put it on grid. I have a gallery up to try and see. Obviously share presentations, that's great. What I prefer to do though is have those presentations sent out in advance and have people to look through them beforehand and then say, okay, has anyone got any questions? Because that way you can carry on looking at each other. I think, Zoom is, the risk with Zoom is, and the other thing is everyone has their cameras on. I think you have to have your camera on.
Yeah.
If you don't have your camera on, people can hide. People are, doing their shopping list or,
watching Euro.
Yeah, watching the Euro football, or,
See.
checking out the transfer centre or whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. What would you say you've learnt over the years, the 10 years you've been running this business, that you wish you knew when you had started?
You can't do everything yourself. I think, you have to when you first start, because there's just you and a small group of people. So you have to. But I think, you need to, as you grow, you need to empower other people to be able to take the thing forward. And you need to cede a bit of control there to enable that to happen. So I think, invest and trust in other people is probably a huge lesson if you want to grow, because otherwise you can't scale.
That's very, very true. What would you say to your 16-year-old self?
It's all right to be different, I think. It's all right to be different. I think we're all different, right? That's the thing is, whether you're a Londoner or you're from, the north or, from the US or whatever, actually we're all different. We're not really, I spent the day with my family yesterday. There's things we got in common, but I'm different from all of them as well. And I think embracing your difference as a good thing is a really key thing.
Okay, that's good. You've been a great guest. And closing, where can people find you, as in your company?
Cool. So our website is elevateservices.com. So that's elevate as in lift up, services.com.
Do you want to spell that for them?
Yes, it's ELEVATE services, SERVICES.com.
And are you on all the social media platforms?
Yeah, we are as Elevate.
Okay, that's great. My last question to you is, what's the gift you want to share with the world?
I think the gift I want to share with the world is every morning you wake up, you can be something different. I think that is my parents taught me that when I was younger. We all have bad days. We all have days when we're not our best selves, and we need to be mindful of that. But we need to not be dragged down by that. So every day you can be something different. You can be a better version of yourself.
Well, thanks a lot for that, and we wish you well.
Thanks, Simon.
We hope you liked that Taxi Chronicles interview. Don't forget to share and subscribe to get the latest episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economies and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. Listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. British Standard Time.